afternoon, everyone, and welcome to one of RVN's newer television shows, What the Why with Barbara Ann. Or is it? We have a surprise for you today. It's opposite day. It's actually the week of Memorial Day and the unofficial start of the summer season, but today's episode is unique. You might remember my ride or die friend of over 30 years,
Here we go.
Maria O'Callaghan Cassidy, operations and facilities planning innovator and the chairperson of Women in Facility Management and vice chair of the Executive Committee of Building Owners and Managers Association. Well, she's back with us today to flip the script and interview me. Admittedly, I did promise this opportunity to previous guests, Michelle Snow and Lisa Hilleran, and you will still get your chance because we all know that we all got plenty more to say than what we've been able to fit into these half-hour segments. But circumstances and the universe ended up giving Maria the first crack at putting me in the host seat.
Yep.
So Maria, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. So welcome again to What the Why with your guest host, Maria O'Callaghan Cassidy. So you heard from me a few weeks ago and others. So let's take a few minutes to learn a little bit more about your regular host, Barbara Ann here. So Barbara Ann Gardhire Mills is a seasoned community and economic development and training and coaching professional with 3 decades of experience in government, nonprofit, and corporate arenas. She's the founder-owner of Purpose-Filled Solutions and Evolution, LLC, and she serves as the Director of Compliance and Engagement for Cooperative Business Assistance Corporation. Is it CBAC or
CBAC.
CBAC. Interesting. In Camden, New Jersey. Before CBAC, Barbara Ann served as management analyst and community liaison for the White House Promise Zone initiative in Camden, New Jersey, with the U.S.
Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Thank you. Immediately before the White House Promise Zone initiative, I remember this.
Yeah.
She was supervisor of lender relations and economic development with women's business ownership representative for the U.S. Small Business Administration's New Jersey District Office. She also held other positions with the CBA in Pennsylvania, in the insurance industry, and in nonprofit and municipal government arenas at various levels of leadership, including C-level and executive director level. Barbara Ann holds an MS in executive leadership from Champlain University College, a BA, so it's all right.
It's okay.
I just
Mistakes are part of life.
The university. A BA in political science with honors from Rowan University, and an associate's in liberal arts with a concentration in business communications from Rowan College of South Jersey. She has multiple professional certifications and adult continuing education certificates, including certified professional coach from RCSI and a certification in inclusive leadership, the power of diversity in the workplace from the University of Colorado. She's a member of the International Coaching Federation, ICF, Association for Talented Development, ATD, and other professional and civic organizations, including the National Long COVID Alliance, LCA, and COVID-19 Long Hauler Advocacy Project. For personal reasons, of course, right? Mm-hmm. Barbara Ann, who was chosen by the NAWBO,
which is the National Association of Women Business Owners.
That's right, I should have said that out loud.
That's
has
all right.
Received other recognitions and awards. This is very wordy, Barb.
Okay, so I was the NAWBO 2016 Women's Advocate of the Year. There you go.
You're just awesome. You didn't even tell me.
Yeah, whatever.
You're just credible. And in case you've missed out in the past episode, she's a black belt in traditional of Okinawan Gojo Karate.
You want me to take it from here?
Yeah, I think you better, to be on the safe side.
There's a lot of Japanese Okinawan words in here. So yes, I am a black belt in traditional Okinawan Goju Karate, and I train in weapons and other styles, including Iaido sword and white crane Qigong, which is a type of Kung Fu. Specifically, I study something called Kenshi Kai, which stands for Ancient Hand. It's Okinawan Goju Ryu Karate Jutsu under Sensei Stefano Cinelli, who's the 6th Dan and head of Suzuki Martial Arts in Hainesport, New Jersey. and also under North American instructor Hanshi Luis Morales, who is a 9th Dan based in North Arlington, New Jersey. And together we're all under his direct instructor, who we call Hokuma Sensei, but Tetsuhiro Hokuma is a 10th Dan who actually celebrated 45 years as a 10th Dan in the martial arts in Okinawa. And he's based in Nishihara, Okinawa. The Iaido and White Crane are also studied under Sensei Stefano Cinelli, under the tutelage of Grandmaster S.L. Martin, which is the head of the system for all of the Americas North and South, and Master Judy Martin at the Green Dragon in Bordentown, New Jersey.
Well, that's very impressive, Barb.
So,
that's amazing. Do we have any time left after that? I'm not sure.
I thought my name would actually run out the time. So,
so I get to put you on the hot seat,
Yes.
right? And so my first question to you is, who are the 3 people who have been most influential to you?
You changed it up.
I did. I wanted to throw you a curveball.
Okay, so the 3 people that have been most influential to me are definitely, number 1, my mother.
Yes.
My mother is amazing. My mother just recently retired as a nursing professor from RCSJ, otherwise known as Rowan College of South Jersey. But I'm the oldest of 5 children. My mother was widowed at the age of 28, and I was the oldest at age 7.
Yes.
My baby sister was only 7 weeks old, and she had to handle everything pretty much on her own with very limited support. And she went back to school. She got her...
She's an amazing role model. Amazing role model.
Tremendous. Got her associates in nursing, got her bachelor's in nursing, got her master's in nursing, and eventually would go on to teach at the college where she got her associate's degree. All while also being a master's swimmer, a mom to... would be 4 children, because one of the children died very, very young, my brother William. And she also
her military service.
She was a nurse in the Army Reserve Nurse Corps, and she also trains in martial arts. She trains in American Go-Jiro.
That's where you get it from.
But she's a 4th Dan in American Go-Jiro with Modern Bujutsu in Vineland, New Jersey. So she definitely hands down. In terms of other influences, I would have to say my ride or die girls. One of them sitting right here, and you'll have to go watch her episode if you want to know more about her. Catherine Jaggard, who I've also known for just about as long. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention my husband, because my husband is definitely probably one of my biggest cheerleaders, Joe Mills.
Yes, he is.
Doesn't matter what I do, he was like, no matter what I think, what I question, he really is my number 1 cheerleader.
And that's so important.
He's like, nope, you're not getting paid enough, stop settling. Nope, you gotta do this. Nope, you can do whatever you want.
It's so important when you have a partner. Life is so much brighter when you have a partner that supports you, right?
It is.
It really is.
It really is. And it's not to say that we don't have our moments, because we definitely have our moments. Our political views are on the opposite ends of the spectrum. But where they overlap is what really matters. And he has what he brings to the relationship, I have what I bring to the relationship. So we've got our lives and then what we do together. And he is, of course, also a black belt in traditional Okinawan Go-Jiro Go-Jiu-Jitsu.
But you guys challenge each other, right?
We do.
You make each other better, and that's
do.
what a healthy relationship does.
Yes.
So you're great role models.
Yeah. So when I was commuting crazy hours back and forth, first to the Small Business Administration, an hour and a half each way in Pennsylvania, to a leadership role in the Small Business Administration in New Jersey, and then along comes the opportunity to work on a White House project. I mean, I loved my job. I loved my team, but
couldn't give it up. You had to do it.
It was a White House.
It's a once in a lifetime.
Earlier you saw pictures posted. Like a reward I actually got for that role for helping with something was I got to go bowling at the White House. A project that I had done under the SBA, I would get
I was so jealous. You know, when you called me and told me that, I was so jealous. I thought that was great.
But it's true. It's really cool. It's not super big, but to be part of something so historical. And I think probably my biggest regret is actually that I didn't actually take my son with me to D.C. before the end of the transition of administrations, because he was like, well, you never took me to the White House and you got to go a bunch of times.
So now you have a new goal to make sure you get invited again.
Got to make sure I get my son
And you
to the
will
White
do
House.
it, I'm sure.
It will happen.
So what do you think are the three things that contributed most to your success to date?
Number one is my resilience.
I agree.
I have been through it like so many other people. The things that I have encountered, both as a woman, as a person of color and a woman.
Yes, I agree.
So many firsts in this and firsts in that. I have dealt with sexual assault. I've dealt with physical assault. I've dealt with microaggressions and macroaggressions. I've worked in male-dominated industry. I mean, when I was executive director of Capital Area Housing and that's male-dominated. When I was executive director of Neighborhood Housing Services, I was managing construction projects, which back in the 90s, you don't think about it.
No,
there was not a lot of women doing that type of work. When everybody you're working with is very masculine.
Well, I want to explore this more. It's time for our first break. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about some of the different challenges that you faced and how you've come out stronger and better each time. Okay? All right, welcome back. We flipped the script today, and I'm your host, Maria O'Callahan Cassidy, and here's your regular host, Barbara Ann Garnhart Mills, and I want to return to our conversation because I think it's so important for the listeners to hear some of the challenges that you faced in your life, because I've known you through many of them, and each time you have overcome so many obstacles but have just gotten better.
Yes.
A better person, stronger person with renewed perspective, and it's been just an absolute, you're amazing. I just think you're just an amazing person. So let's talk a little bit more about that.
Thank you. So yes, you have. You've been there in some of the really serious valleys, and it's interesting because, when my dad died, I thought that was one of the worst things that could ever happen. When I was raped, I thought that was the worst thing that could ever happen. And then yet, I went and became a speaker about rape. Right? I was physically assaulted on the job by a former boss. And had to fight a very large company to take them on for vindication. And that was actually probably one of the harder things to overcome.
Yep. Because not only did you have the physical attack, but they attacked your integrity.
Yes.
It became such a personal matter.
And it's hard.
It is hard.
Especially when so much of who I am, my brand, is all about honesty and integrity, and to have that so viciously attacked with blatant lies. And in the state of New Jersey, it's interesting because the company pays for the arbitrator. You're required to go to binding arbitration. And when they lost, they tried to appeal their own binding arbitration.
It was a crazy time.
But what I found throughout my life, anytime I got knocked down, I still was like, not staying here.
Nope.
So many different things. I could have just said, you know what, I'm done. Especially with that. I mean, I've had disc replacement surgery. I have constant pain management issues that I live with on any given day, like so many other people out there.
But don't you think your mom was just such an incredible role model for that?
She was.
She never gave up. And you've just taken that to a whole nother level,
yes.
Right?
I watched her never give up. I never gave up. I just kept getting up. It was interesting. My black belt test itself, and I don't know if we've already shown it, but there's a video of me breaking bricks that you may have seen, and if not, you'll see shortly. Those bricks have actually become representative of, yeah, here's the video now. So breaking bricks has actually become representative of challenges that we face in life.
Yep, we break through them.
So many times I felt like I was running up against a brick wall.
Oh, yep.
And when I broke through not one but 2 concrete slabs 3 years ago as part of my test, and it transferred into so many other areas of my life. It was like, okay,
you can do anything.
Can do this, I can do anything.
You set your mind to it, you can do anything.
Yes, went back, got my graduate degree before I turned 50. I, was thinking about doing my own business and everything, and then COVID.
Yeah, the dreaded COVID. Yep.
I had made the leap, overcome the fear, left federal government, gone to work at CBAC, loved everything I do, thought I was living my life. March 16th,
oh, never forget that. Got that call too. Yep.
You got that call, and I thought, oh my gosh, what else? And then I had to stop and ask myself, okay, I could sit here and I could say, why me? Or
you could help.
I could just say, why not me, and what can I do
to help? And you did again. You
and
rose up, and you're now part of these groups, and you basically are providing research information to help others that might come down with long COVID.
I've participated in studies. I've put my media skills, because this show itself was a, now what? What do I do? What's something new? What's something challenging? When I got my coaching certification, I had my degree, why not get the certification? Other people, even within my support group, and granted, people who have long COVID, and in this case, it's now been over 2 years, and still dealing with side effects and things attacking parts of my body. And I'm like, I'm not done until I say I'm done.
That's right.
Yeah, I could go on disability. I could. But that's not who I am. I'm going down fighting.
Yep.
People in my support group were like, wait a minute, you went back to training? I'm like,
yeah, you did.
I got Doctors Bruce Patterson and Dr. Yo have been amazing, and they were like, if your body can handle it, we give you permission. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, you're not supposed to exercise. I was like, I have to do this for my own mental sanity.
That's great.
I have to do this. Other people, when they were sick, they went to bed. I was in bed, but we were in the middle of a pandemic. I worked for an organization that makes loans to small businesses. We had 350 small businesses in a complete state of panic and 9 employees. What am I going to do? I worked while I was hooked up to assisted breathing, and worked on a laptop lying down.
Yep.
Because that's just who I am.
That's who you are, and that's your work ethic. Yeah.
And I knew when to stop.
Yep. I don't know about that question, but yes, I know.
That, it's interesting. I think at each point that I ran into some kind of a trauma or wall, I found the gift in it.
And that's so hard to see. It's so easy to go down the rabbit hole and not see any benefit from it. But, you've always told me, and my grandmother always told me, everything happens for a reason. You might not know it might take a while to discover it, but things happen for a reason. You have a path, right?
Absolutely.
And you do control your own destiny. So why spend a day sad or questioning yourself? Accept what has happened to you and move beyond it.
Yeah.
Right?
And like you said, especially with the situation when the employment and my integrity being questioned at every turn, I had to stop and tell myself, I know it's not true. I can't control what they do. And one of my more popular or maybe unpopular phrases, everybody got tired of hearing me say this in grad school, is the situation or the event plus how you handle it or respond to it equals the outcome.
Correct.
Or the result.
Absolutely.
You cannot control what other people do. You cannot control what they say. You cannot control the weather. There are so many things you cannot control in life, but how you choose to move forward is what the outcome ultimately is. And this show is an example. For years, especially when I was in the government, I would write the press releases. I was the spokesperson for, the nonprofits that I was executive director of. But hosting a show, well, that that was stepping outside
Out of
my
your comfort zone, but you're natural.
But you know what? It's only when we step outside of our comfort zone that we actually truly change.
Yes.
Just like with these different horrible incidences that could have knocked any person down, and I know that there's a lot of people out there right now who have been through some, if not all, of these experiences. I know I coach some of them.
Don't ever give up.
Never.
It shows you to never give up. You can never ever give up.
Ever give up.
Always believe in yourself.
Always, because you don't know when science is going to catch up. There's so many things that are just worth it.
And sometimes it's an hour or 2 days or the next day or a month or a year from then that your whole life can change.
Yeah.
And be something that you just don't even expect in a positive way.
Yeah.
So don't ever give up.
And you never know who sharing your story with
Can
might
help.
inspire.
Yep.
Not only can help, but you might inspire someone to keep going because they're like, okay, I'm not the only one who went through this.
Yep.
Or I'm not the only one who went through that.
That's right.
And so at the end of the day, that's one of the reasons why I started Purpose-Filled Solutions and Evolutions. I love my job at CBAC, but there's only so much you can do.
To help people.
I can do so much more beyond that role in my company where I can work more one-on-one with people to find their why, overcome their obstacles, break through their concrete slabs.
Yes.
And find their core purpose and live it.
You're so inspirational. Do you believe it's 30 minutes already?
I don't. So I guess you could thank me and then I'll thank you.
Well, Barbara Ann, thank you for letting me flip the script with you. You're a wonderful person. You're my best friend. You're inspirational. And thank you for everything that you do. Thank you.
And thank you for being there through so much. I mean, we have been through it, but you know, at the end of the day, if I was arrested at 3 o'clock in the morning and I needed
let's not
somebody,
do that. Let's not try that. Let's not test that.
not that we're going to do it, but I know where I can go if I had to. So thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to turn it back over to me now for taking time out of your insane schedule to flip the script for our very first opposite day where you got to hear from me and put me in the hot seat so that I could share parts of my story. My contact information displays at the end of the episode, but the best way to reach me is either through LinkedIn or through my website, which is also listed, but it's crazy long like my name, so why not? purposefilledsolutionsandEvolutions.com. Our guest next week is Glenn LaRue, Glenn LaRue Smith. FASLA, I'm going to have to ask him what that stands for, a partner in Push Studio. He founded his design practice, Push Studio, in Washington, D.C., so he is actually traveling up here in person for the interview from D.C. to New Jersey. He founded his studio almost a decade ago and has been spearheading an effort to organize and create a community of Black landscape architects.
Oh, that's fascinating. That's a great
less
story.
than 1% of landscape architects
Oh my
are Black.
gosh.
Meanwhile, the landscape industry has so many people of color that
Wow.
work in it. So his efforts to create a community for Black landscape architects led him to found the Black Landscape Architect Network, or Black Land. Their mission is to be an advocate for Blacks in the landscape architecture profession and to support and provide scholarships to Black students seeking to pursue a career in landscape architecture where they are severely underrepresented.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes there's like maybe 2 in a class.
That's crazy.
His success recently led him to be elevated to fellow status by the American Society of Landscape Architects. So even they recognize that he's doing extremely important
Great work.
So you really don't want to miss out on what Glenn or any of the leaders who will be sharing their journey in the upcoming episodes have to say about how they figured out their why. As a reminder, What the Why airs at 1 p.m. on Thursdays and Tuesdays. I guess I should have reversed that, huh? At 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and then again on Mondays at 3:30 p.m. It's also available on demand through RVN Television and Roku. So whether you're looking to make changes in your life, no matter how big or small, career or personal, please join us again for more inspirational conversations. And with people like Maria and myself who wanted to make changes in our lives, overcame our fears and obstacles to find our core purposes and live them.